Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 is set to cover 3 major arcs: the Itadori Extermination Arc, the Perfect Preparation Arc, and the massive Culling Games arc. In this video, I'll be covering the entire Itadori Extermination Arc and the Perfect Preparation Arc in under 20 minutes, while still keeping all the important moments, emotions, and details that make these stories so powerful. The Culling Games arc is huge, so I'll be covering it in the next video. So let's begin. The Shibuya incident turned into a massive disaster for Japan. Tons of civilians and key politicians disappeared. Curses are now wandering around Tokyo, and the country is falling into chaos. Yuta Okkotsu returns from overseas as the only special great sorcerer the higher-ups can fully control. When he reports to them, they assign him a grim job. He is to execute Yuji Itadori. The higher-ups also order the deaths of Sudo Geto and Masamichi Yaga, and forbid anyone from freeing Satoru Gojo. At the Zenin clan estate, Naoya, Ogi, and Jinichi Zenin gather at Naobito Zenin's bedside as he's close to death. When the 26th head of the clan dies, it first looks like Naoya will take over, but Naobito's will states that if Gojo is incapacitated, Megumi Fushiguro is to become the next clan head. Furious, Naoya decides he'll kill both Megumi and Yuji since they're still in Shibuya. Meanwhile, Yuji remembers the last things Yuki Tsukumo told him before they split up. Choso approaches him and announces he's now a true ally. Yuji leads Choso through Shibuya to take out leftover curses, and Choso realizes how much his younger brother has grown. Naoya appears mid-hunt, attacking them and planning to kill Yuji and later Megumi, when suddenly an overwhelming aura arrives. Yuta Okkotsu has joined the fight. Yuta jumps down, and Naoya immediately pretends to be friendly, knowing how dangerous Yuta is. Choso tells Yuji to run, but enemy sorcerers block their escape. Yuta goes after Yuji while Naoya fights Choso. Choso tries to block Yuta so Yuji can escape, but Yuta and Naoya move even faster. Naoya disrupts Choso's technique, letting Yuta sprint past and chase Yuji. Yuji is shocked by Yuta's speed and skill, dodging a powerful slash by using a flipped car as cover. Realizing Yuta's physical ability rivals Maki's, Yuta hammers him with cursed energy boosted attacks. Yuta learns Yuta has even more cursed energy than Gojo, though without 6 eyes. Yuta presses hard, landing blows that Yuji barely avoids. Yuji grabs a survival knife and briefly clashes with Yuta, but Yuta overpowers him, breaks his katana in return, but before he can fight unarmed, Rika appears, restrains him and holds him in place. Yuta calmly approaches and drives the broken blade into Yuji's heart, seemingly completing the execution. Sukuna smiles, seeming to understand something. Meanwhile, Naoya recognizes Choso's blood manipulation from his knowledge of the Kamo clan and dismisses it, believing his speed will prevent Choso from using piercing blood. He ambushes Choso with projection sorcery, trapping him in a frame and repeatedly striking him faster than the eye can follow. Choso struggles to react until he boosts his vision with flowing red scale stack, allowing him to track Naoya's movements. Naoya counters with a hidden knife, injuring Choso, who explains that cursed energy-born death paintings can't bleed out. Choso unleashes a massive blood wave, using it to disorient Naoya and hide his movements. After a feint with slicing exorcism, Choso nearly hits Naoya with piercing blood. Blood splashes on Naoya, slowing him, and Choso activates convergence again. Expecting piercing blood, Naoya charges in, only for Choso to use his own technique, Supernova, blasting Naoya with blood bullets and defeating him. Yuta returns carrying the unconscious Yuji. Choso prepares to strike, but Yuta knocks him out instantly, then comments that Naoya looks hurt. Naoya realizes too late that Choso's blood poisons him. Yuta offers a deal. He'll heal Naoya with reverse curse technique if Naoya reports to the higher-ups that Yuji is dead. During this time, Yuji has a strange dream from his infancy. Wasuke Itadori warns Yuji's father that staying with his new wife will get him killed. Their argument is interrupted by a woman with stitches across her forehead. Yuji wakes up to see Yuta, who laughs in relief and explains he was acting. Back in September, Gojo had given him a backup plan in case he couldn't move freely. Yuta says he made a binding vow that forced him to kill Sukuna's Nestle, but he loopholed it by healing Yuji's heart right after stabbing him. Yuta admits he relates to Yuji, and at that moment, Megumi arrives. Megumi asks Yuji to return to Tokyo Jujutsu High and reunite with his friends. Yuji refuses, saying he can't pretend everything is normal. Megumi repeats his usual belief and then asks for Yuji's help. After the Shibuya incident, Sudo Geto kicked off the Culling game, a deadly competition among awakened sorcerers. Megumi reveals that his sister, Tsumiki, has been dragged into it and begs Yuji to help him save her. Megumi convinces Yuji to help him fight in the Culling game and save his sister Sumiki. To do this, they need information from Master Tengen, whose evolution after the Shibuya incident has changed the balance of power. Yuji, Megumi, Yuta, and Choso return to Jujutsu High to find a way to reach Tengen. They sneak into the school and meet with Maki and special grade sorcerer Yuki Tsukumo. With Gojo sealed and the true identity of Geto's body unknown, Yuki explains that this may be their only chance to get answers. Choso leads them into Tengen's hidden barrier and down to the tombs of the star. At first, the main shrine rejects them, but just as they're about to leave, Tengen appears. Tengen agrees to answer their questions, but only if they provide 2 bodyguards. Tengen explains that the person controlling Geto's body is a centuries-old sorcerer named Kenjaku, who wants to evolve humanity by forcing them to merge with Tengen. The Culling game is the ritual designed to make that happen. Yuki and Choso immediately volunteer to protect Tengen. In return, Tengen reveals something vital. The back of the prison realm, which can free Satoru Gojo, is in Tengen's possession. However, it can only be opened with the cursed technique of a Culling game player, known as the Angel, Hana Kuru Essa, who can erase any cursed technique. She's inside one of the Tokyo colonies. The group reviews the Culling game rules. There are a total of 8 rules. Rule 1. Players must declare participation in the Culling game within 19 days of awakening a cursed technique. Rule 2. Failing Rule 1 results in cursed technique removal. Rule 3. Entering a barrier makes non-players into players. Rule 4. Players earn points by ending other players' lives. Rule 5. The Game Master assigns points based on a player's life value, generally 5 for sorcerers and 1 for non-sorcerers. Rule 6. Players can spend 100 points to propose a new rule. Rule 7. The Game Master must accept proposed rules unless they significantly impact the game. Rule 8. Players whose score remains unchanged for 19 days face cursed technique removal. They split up. Maki goes to the Zenin clan to retrieve cursed tools. Yuta enters a colony right away to gather intel. Yuji and Megumi go recruit third-year Kinji Hakari, whose strength will be crucial. Meanwhile, the higher-ups order Principal Masamichi Yaga's execution for supposedly causing the Shibuya incident. In truth, they want the secret behind creating independent cursed corpses, something only Yaga can do. They arrested Panda to pressure Yaga into revealing his technique, but Kusakabe secretly freed Panda out of gratitude. Years ago, Yaga had once made a cursed corpse for Kusakabe's sister based on her deceased son's soul information, helping her heal emotionally. Kusakabe has never forgotten this kindness. When Yaga returns to Tokyo to meet Panda, he's confronted by another sorcerer and Principal Gakuganji. Gakuganji fights and fatally wounds him. Before dying, Yaga gives Gakuganji the long-desired instructions on how independent cursed corpses are made. The confused principal asks why Yaga revealed it now. Yaga answers with his last words, "This knowledge is a curse from me to you." Panda finds his father's body and cries, but he does not attack Gakuganji. Maki returns to the Zenin clan to collect cursed tools with permission from Megumi, the new clan head. She's harassed by Naoya and her mother on the way, but ignores them. Inside the clan's vault, she finds nothing but her father Ogi, who has slashed Mai and left her dying. The clan elders refuse to hand control to Megumi and label Maki, Mai, and Megumi as traitors who tried to free Gojo. Ogi himself planned their execution. Maki fights Ogi using the cursed tool Dragon Bone. She manages to damage his sword, but he overpowers her and cuts her down with a flaming blade created by his cursed technique. He cruelly blames his daughters for their failures and drags their bleeding bodies to a room filled with low-grade curses meant to eat them. Inside a shared dream world, Mai revives Maki one last time. Twins in Jujutsu are considered one person, meaning Mai's cursed energy has always held Maki back. Mai decides to use her construction technique one final time, even though it will kill her, creating one perfect weapon for her sister. She takes all cursed energy with her as she dies, leaving Maki with a fully awakened heavenly restricted body similar to Toji Fujiguro's. Mai's only request: destroy everything. Maki wakes up, kills the surrounding curses, and decapitates Ogi with ease. The clan sounds the alarm. Members of the Kukuru unit rush to stop her, but Maki slaughters them effortlessly with Mai's constructed sword. Then the elite Hei unit attacks using powerful curse techniques. Realizing she has become like Toji, they fight with everything they have, but Maki wipes them all out. Naoya uses projection sorcery to blitz Maki with overwhelming speed, slamming her through rocks and cliffs while boasting that only he can reach Toji's level. Maki struggles as Naoya moves beyond the speed of sound, preparing a killing blow. She tries to counter with Shida Nui Gata, but Naoya tags her to freeze her, only for Maki to break free. Realizing Naoya makes 24 movements per second, her awakened body finally keeps up. She intercepts him mid-charge and smashes his face into the ground, leaving him mangled and silenced. After beating Naoya, Maki goes to face her mother, who panics and screams for her to leave. Staying true to her promise to destroy everything, Maki even cuts her mother down. Naoya, still barely alive with his face crushed, wanders the estate until he collapses inside a house. He mocks Maki for not killing him until her mother appears behind him. Bleeding out with her throat slit, she uses her last strength to stab Naoya in the back, finishing him. As she dies, she quietly admits she's proud to have given birth to the twins. By the time Momo Nishimiya arrives, it's too late to help Mai. Maki leaves Mai's body with her and finishes her mission. She wipes out the remaining Zenin clan members. The official report claims no clear culprit was found, only faint traces from an unknown cursed tool. Days later, the Kamo and Gojo clans vote to remove the Zenin family from the three great clans. Headquarters delays the final decision. Yuji and Megumi go to Tochigi Prefecture to recruit Hikari, who has been suspended from Jujutsu High and now runs an illegal underground sorcerer fight club. They hide their affiliation with the school to avoid suspicion. Megumi gets Yuji accepted as a fighter. Yuji's first opponent happens to be Panda, who is undercover as well. Their flashy fight impresses the audience and lets them exchange information secretly. Hikari and his partner Kirara Hoshi watch from their control room. Yuji's performance earns him a private meeting with Hikari. Meanwhile, Megumi and Panda try to sneak into the security area to support him. Kirara catches them and refuses to believe they're not spies. Using their constellation-based curse technique, Kirara blocks the path and sends a warning to Hikari. Megumi and Panda try to stop her, but the warning has already gone out. In the meeting room, Hikari talks about his belief in the fever, people's addictive passion. His dream is to legally control this fever throughout Japan using his fight club. He's impressed enough with Yuji that he considers recruiting him, but Kirara's alert interrupts the talk. Hikari immediately assumes Yuji is a Jujutsu High spy and attacks him. Their fight spills outside. Meanwhile, Megumi and Panda chase Kirara, but Kirara's cursed technique keeps pushing them away. When Megumi sends Divine Dog to restrain them, the Shikigami is instantly repelled back into him. Megumi realizes Kirara's ability marks people and objects with different star signs. Only certain stars can approach each other in a fixed order, similar to the Southern Cross constellation. If two things share the same star, they attract. If their stars are out of order, they repel. Panda, Megumi, Divine Dog, the door, and even objects on the roof all have different star marks placed by Kirara. This traps them in a puzzle-like battlefield where the wrong move forces them back or slams objects into them. Megumi eventually figures out the correct sequence and finds the hidden fifth star he needs to advance. Kirara tries to overwhelm Megumi with flying objects marked to chase him, but Megumi cleverly positions Divine Dog between himself and Kirara. When Divine Dog is finally released, it pulls Kirara toward Megumi, breaking the technique. He restrains them and begs them to listen, just before Hikari kicks Yuji onto the roof, interrupting everything. Yuji chooses not to fight back. Instead, he keeps standing up again and again, letting Hikari beat him down. Yuji knows they desperately need Hikari, so he's willing to take any amount of pain to earn his trust. Eventually, seeing Yuji's determination, Hikari's fever ignites and he stops fighting. Hikari finally listens. When he hears about Gojo's sealing and Yaga's execution, he's shocked. He agrees to join them, but he has one condition. With Jujutsu regulations likely to change after Shibuya, he wants his fight club legalized. Megumi promises to make it happen using his status as Zenin clan head, unaware that Maki will destroy the clan the next day. Suddenly, Yuji's Kogane, the Culling game interface, appears and announces a new rule added by the deadly player Hajime Kashimo. This prompts Megumi and Yuji to check which players have 100 or more points, since such players can add rules to the game. They need a new rule allowing point transfers so that people aren't forced to kill others to avoid having their curse techniques removed after 19 days. 2 players meet the conditions: Hiromi Higuruma, a former lawyer with a dangerous domain; Hajime Kashimo, a lightning-based sorcerer hunting Sukuna. They become the top priority targets for negotiation or confrontation. And that wraps up the full story of both the Itadori Extermination Arc and the Perfect Preparation Arc. These arcs set the stage for everything that comes next, raising the stakes, reshaping characters, and pushing the world of Jujutsu Kaisen into darker, more intense territory. We've seen major losses, huge power-ups, shifting alliances, and the beginnings of the chaos that will soon explode in the Culling games. Thank you for watching and sticking through the entire breakdown. In the next video, we'll dive into the Culling Games arc, which is even bigger, wilder, and packed with action. I'll see you there.